My name is Jessica. I'm married with Amanda for 8 years. We have 2 children. At the moment, I'm a housewife. I'm an accountant, but I'm looking after my children for the moment.
I'm Armando. I've been here in the UK for 24 years, and I currently working on insurance. And as my wife said, we've been married for 8 years, and we have 2 lovely kids.
How did you hear about Parents as Partners, and what made you think you might like to do it?
Okay, I've been going to Henry Fox's for the past 3 years, and I saw a leaflet which it came to my attention because it was a parenting and partners, which in that time Armando and I think we need a little bit of help, and one of the topics that really interests me was communication.
We were going through a very rough patch for a good couple of months, maybe a year and a half. We were seeking help, but we never really had the time or nor the ways how to find it. What really caught my attention was what he said on the leaflet on saying you are a parent. He said it's straining your relationship, and it's straining your parenting skills or your relationship with your kids as well. So these things interested me, and when I read it and we talked about it, didn't we? We took a while to decide what we wanted to do. We said, yeah, okay, let's go for it. And then Jessica got in contact with the organization itself.
What did you think about the program when it was first explained to you, and about the kind of things that you'd have to do?
I think they gave us a safe place where we can share our experience, and also they tell us that we're not alone, that there are other not parents or partners that they might go the same problem. So yeah, I think it gave me a safe place so I can open my heart and share my experience within our marriage and as parents.
Did you feel the same way, Armando? Did you have any reservations at the start, or?
Yeah, I did actually. When we actually, it is being the first time that we've been to any type of counselling. To have somebody come into our house to get to know us, that was a big plus. When you work on what I work, you kind of look for the structure of things and how things are structured. And the more they're organized and the better and the way they are really well structured, you think, okay, so this seems to be like a good thing to go to. Laura, I think. So she spoke to us, and she kind of like laid down the basis of there's going to be more people in the group. Are you okay being flexible, opening up to people? And we were okay with that. But what my reservations is on what was going to be talked about, because I wanted to work on our relationship, so which was a big thing for me.
What did you think about being in a group situation once you got into the group?
It was funny. It was really funny.
We didn't know the people, so we didn't know what to expect. But it was nice to know each couple during the course, and I think we learned from them as well, because we thought that we only have those situations, but we realize when every time that, for example, they do the communication, we laugh watching the video or the role play that the facilitator done, because we familiarize with those situations, and it helps us also when some people, I communicate this way, and it helps us also to reflect it and see how is our relationship as a partner.
Yeah, in the beginning, being in a group that, I don't know, I think being around the strangers made it a little bit comfortable, because they didn't know you like from a strong background, like really deep into your background. But I think what really hit home for me was the fact the diversity of the couples in there. That was really interesting. We met a couple that they do homeschooling, and we were thinking of going to homeschooling. Another South American couple, there was a gay couple as well. And what I really enjoyed actually on the first couple of sessions was that the facilitators actually made sure that it was a safe space for all of us to share.
Are there any particular moments that really stood out for you during the sessions that you did?
Yeah. Yes. I like the role playing, and the one when one of the facilitators pretended to be the kid. He had to be taken to bed, and then all of us had to try a different way. And you could tell, like, each parent had a different, like, way of parenting. That's one. But what really stood out for me was the fact when we started learning on how we try to avoid our arguments. You think that you're being humble, but you're being completely something different else. And when they mentioned that you're being avoidant, or maybe you're being aggressive, or maybe you're being
conflict,
or you're doing conflicts and stuff like that. It was like when you were able to label a couple of things, you're like, oh, okay, so this is where I am, this is what I'm doing, and this is what I'm doing wrong. That was really affecting our relationship. What do you think?
I'm trying to think. I think one of the things that help us as a marriage, it was the communication. One of the things that we learned there is like to be confined, and I found it really difficult to confine because it's a way to reflecting and also to open and speaking about your feelings, which I found it really, difficult to speak about to my partner. The facilitators help us how to cross and be confident that it's okay to say, for example, and not feel happy when you don't do the dishes, for example, or something like that. Because for me, I found it really difficult to express my feeling. For instance, instead of saying I'm feeling angry because you haven't washed the dishes, I could be moody or I wouldn't speak to him. I mean, that special tool, it helped us to change your dynamic inside our communication, I believe.
As a person, I knew what would happen if things became out of control. And because of my family background, it was very rough, very aggressive. And so when the facilitator spoke to us, she said, "Oh, Jessica, this is why you act like this, and I'm really happy that you'll be able to share that with us. And Armando, you're like this because that's the way you've been brought up, and then that's where you guys keep conflicting with each other, And to hear somebody else saying it, it's like or you're aware of where the problem is, but to have somebody else pinpoint it in the radar, he is such a help. You have no idea. He's humongously helpful.
What have you taken from the course that you think will stay with you from your experience?
Being able to share what we feel, which was one of the sessions, and then another one that we have taken as well on being able to understand when we are avoiding and where being conflictive, when we might be being aggressive sometimes in our words, and be able to listen to each other. Those are the three things that throughout, although we did more, I think that's what I've taken, and that's what I've been applying with you.
Yeah, that's true. Our house has changed the environment, and also our children, it seems more happy, because instead of, like, for example, shouting, I know that I can say, Armando, look, I'm not ready to talk to you right now. Let's talk later. But before, I used to I want answer right now. So I know now I'm a little bit aware of my feelings when I'm not ready to talk, and he respect me and say, okay, I'll come back in 5 minutes or when you're ready. The big brick that is the foundation that we take from the course, I think, is communication.
Yeah.
And obviously, I think the role plays and the videos have helped us to reflect it, because sometimes we're not sure why we're acting like that or why we are parenting that way. And when we watch the video, it helps us like, oh wow, I brought up that way and now I understand why I'm acting that way. So when we're, for example, when I'm reflecting, I say, okay, I do understand what is that, and then I say, okay, that's it, and I'm trying to change now, like reflecting, listening, paraphrasing, which was those kind of the skill were new, which help us, because sometimes when you're reflecting, it's like you listen to them what they're saying.
You're quite confident that it strengthened your relationship.
It has. I think it has. I think what really has happened is the fact that by having these different techniques that have come to us, we've been able to actually apply it immediately into our relationship, and it's actually kind of like really built in well. It's not something that is taking a long time, and those things are really good. I mean, first of all, I think the experience itself of being in a group is one thing that we have taken away deeply in our hearts. Being able to bond with other people and be able to talk to other people and being open to other people around you, and that adds into the techniques that you learn, because you get to see other people on how they try to manage these techniques, and you are okay, so we can use that method and we can use that person's methods.
Has that had a positive impact on your children?
Yes. Our arguments were not aggressive or physical aggressive, but they were quiet tempered. So when we argue, we began to see that reflecting on our kids a lot. The communication side of things is such an important thing. It's like a big pillar in the family foundation. So being able to talk to our kids and say, look, mommy and daddy had a bit of a dispute or an argument. Don't worry about it. Mommy and daddy are okay. We're sorry. They play a lot nicer. They talk to each other. We also have seen on the fact how they actually come to us when they want to ask something.
If you were going to say something to other parents,
Sometimes we think that we're right. We think that we don't need help, which I was one of these persons. So I said, yes, we need some new skill that can help us to build a better relationship as a parent or as a partner. I think the tools that this course has given us has helped us a lot.
Our relationship is so important between two parents, so they can be better parents to their kids. So will I recommend it? Yes, definitely.